Hi, I'm Ma- Hi, I'm Mr. Wavvy, and I'm here with Chali 2na from Jurassic 5. So how was it reuniting with the Jurassic 5 this summer?
It was dope, man. It was dope. It's like, not seeing some of your long lost family for years, and then all of a sudden, like, yo, how you doing? And trying to catch up and all. You know what I'm saying? It was dope, and it felt like musically we didn't lose a step. I felt really proud of the fact that we were able to just step back in the arena like nothing happened.
It's just that type of thing where you just connect and it's
Yeah,
fam like
it
that.
just worked. Yeah, it was dope. It was really dope.
And I mean, it's cool to see all these guys doing it. I guess you got Wu-Tang and Public Enemy also hopping on that.
Yeah, man. Trying to keep it
Bringing
going,
the
man.
classics back.
Exactly. I just feel like that is what's lacking in the game. Just the choice to be able to go and find some of the dudes who've been doing it for more than 10, 12 years. You know what I'm saying? And for them to bring that flavor that was represented back then, to the now, so that we can appreciate the past. You know what I'm saying? And see kind of where it's going.
Have you guys discussed doing an album at all, or?
Yeah, we've been tossing it around, man. I think what we are more leaning towards is because it's a lot of cats who are into Jurassic 5 but hadn't seen us perform before because of our breakup or what have you. We were thinking about putting out a live album that, you know what I'm saying, can kind of display the show so people can feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. If you had one word to describe your new EP coming out, what would it be?
Wow. One word. I would say eclectic. I would say that this EP definitely, these EPs that I'm about to put out is like a series of them. It's going to be about 5 of them. Hopefully it'll be 5. But they're just going to be filled with music that has been created out of me trying to display my past influences. All the things that I was exposed to from like my mom and my pops to like, being in the street to like, you know what I'm saying, collaborating with all these different artists over the years, you know what I'm saying? All of these things that I have learned and all of the things that I've been inspired by are going to be the backbone to these songs.
Yo. So let's talk a bit about your art career.
Cool.
I know you brought some art along, is that?
Well, I had a little problem with the Canadian border, man, and I don't want to bust them out because I want to get out safely. Say it like that.
Let me say this. Fuck the Canadian border, man.
Hey.
It's so hard on all the fucking artists coming into the city.
Me, but I feel what he's saying. But he said it, wasn't me.
So getting back to the art, what was your main influence for kind of starting that?
Well, painting was first and foremost for me. It's like I'm a painter who can rap, so to speak. You know what I mean? So I think that was my influence. I mean, my gateway drug, so to speak. You know what I mean? It got me into hip hop. So 5, 6 years old, sketching to comic books and discovering graffiti and learning how to use a spray can, getting really good at it and doing wild stuff with that. Still toying around with different elements of hip hop and stumbling on the rap aspect, and it takes us to where we are today.
I mean, what correlation do you think there is between music and art?
Oh, it's all
your art specifically.
It's all art. That's the connection. You know what I'm saying? I feel like what I do visually is the same thing I do musically. It's attention to detail. It's what I'm saying. It's saturated in deep thoughts. It's what I'm saying, message oriented. You know what I mean? On both ends, it's just one's visual and one's audio. That's all.
Looking back at all decades, whether you've lived through it or not, or even in the future, which one would you live in and why?
Wow. Well, I've had fun in the past, man. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what the future holds. I can kind of use some of the things in the past to maybe guess what's going to happen later, right? So I would basically be, I guess, rooting for, a time in my life around like, so many different cool little spots, man. I think the beginnings of when I was traveling with the music, man, probably was like, it was all new and it was all like, wow, this is crazy. This happens here.
So much hit at your face all in one.
Yeah, and it was like stuff that I would only guess would happen and I'd actually see what actually happened. And I'm like shocked, like, I'm learning things.
I mean, this is me now. This is my first interview and
I'm
so happy to do it with you.
Dope. But yeah, I think it was around that time. So I'll say my early 20s was a time that I'd probably, like to return back to. You know what I'm saying? Maybe make some different decisions. For real.
If you can do anything different in your life, what would it have been?
I honestly wouldn't do anything different. Honestly, I could sit here, like I was saying earlier, I could sit here and pick apart my life and go, like I said, there's a couple of girls I wouldn't have messed with. So, a couple of things I wouldn't have eaten. It's a couple of microphones I wouldn't have rocked on. Yes, there's a couple of things like that, man, for real. Like one particular time, I watched this guy because he was teaching us breathing techniques. I watched him. He had the strep throat, and he did this show. Our show killed it. Voice is amazing. He has strep throat, white shit all on the back of his voice is amazing. I'm like, yo, how are you doing this? And he's talking about how he breathes to sing. So I was like, yo, this is good, just the diaphragm learning and stuff, and the circular breathing. And I'm just like, dude, but you got strep throat. He was like, I know. If you know how to breathe, you can do it regardless. And I was like, oh, okay. I fucked around and rocked the mic after him, and I was out of there. I was down for the count for a while, like about 2 weeks. I was done for. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I wouldn't change a thing, just simply because all the events that have happened to me in my life, or all of the events that I've missed, you know what I'm saying? These things make me who I am, and I'm just happy to be that dude.
And on that beautiful note, thank you, Chali. I really appreciate it. And we're out.